Hi everyone, I thought it was time to do this video again. It's just a reminder to those of you that have been with me for a while and a introduction for those of you just joining. Patreon, I've been on for 6 years now, so there is a huge back catalogue of tutorials, hints and tips, critiques, Q&As, draw-alongs, tons of stuff. But it's not easy to search on Patreon, so if you go over to my website, and this link is always in the pinned post on Patreon, you'll go to my website and it will take you to the Patreon library here. So in the Patreon library, we've got it set up so there's shortcuts to everything. So there's shortcuts to all of the tutorials. So that's broken down into the wildlife projects, domestic animal projects, the guest artist, the beginners and techniques, and then there's the guides and some draw along projects at the bottom as well. So everything is in that first all content. Even if you keep scrolling down, we've got the Q&A sessions there going back years. So lots and lots in there. Let's go back now a page. So on the front page of the Patreon navigation, the Patreon library, you can find your discount codes here. You can submit your critique here. It will take you through to the post on Patreon. These are all links to take you back to Patreon, but to the specific place that you're looking for. So there's a playback there for June for critiques, and there's a guide here for joining the live sessions as well. So the new live sessions, there's a guide there. But basically everything's now broken down. You've got all content, or you can go in just to the beginners techniques and projects, and we've selected off some fur studies, eye studies, colour mixing projects. Those are all in here. Few background ones as well. Not everything is linked on here. There is still lots of content on Patreon itself. And then it's broken down into domestic animal projects, and these are the tutorials, and also wildlife projects. So let's carry down the guest artist projects. So the guest artist program here, you can see links through to all of those. So, for example, this is the pastel pencil on Pastel Map by Deb Stanley. And then with each one, you just literally click through and it will take you to the post on Patreon. And this will give you the reference photo. And let's go back and materials list. It will take you through then to the materials list. So each one just takes you to Patreon. And if it asks you, as long as you are on that tier, then you will be able to view the link that it's taking you to. So let's go back again. And you can also view the tutorials by material. So for example, let's go and look at pan pastel projects. So this will straight away take you straight through to some of the pan pastel projects, the main projects that use mainly pan pastel. Suede mat board. So there we go. It's a couple of suede mat board. Drafting film. Here's some of the drafting film projects. These are just the main tutorials. To say there are more. Let's go back again. Here's your guides. So you've got your guides, and we've got the Q&A sessions here as well. So these will take you to the Q&A playback sessions, and again it'll take you straight through to where the link is, and you just click the link and you can either watch it here on Patreon or click the link here and it'll take you through to YouTube. And on YouTube you'll also be able to see all the comments from the live chat from that live session. Okay, well, so you can see here all the comments that were coming through on the live sessions we did.
That is good.
Q&A.
But it's very serious.
Okay, so let's get rid of those. So as a reminder then, back to the website. If you land on the website and not click the link, just go to the Patreon library. And then you can click through on all of these, and you've got your written tutorials as well. So if you're in the advanced tier and above, you've got access to the written tutorials for these projects. And some of these are up to 50 pages long, very in-depth. And you can see all the links here, the reference image and line drawing, materials list, materials guide video, color picking video as well. And then all of your tutorial links, and then at the bottom here you can go through for your digital tutorial link as well. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully that helps. Any questions, please do ask. I think that kind of explains it all and shows you all. And I will try and do a guide. The thing is with Patreon, they're always changing the layout, etc. So my website isn't changing. We are moving over to the new website. So at the moment, though, this is under our control. It doesn't change. We just update it and make sure that all the content is in there. The trouble is, if I do a guide to how to go around Patreon, it depends whether you're using the app or a browser or a computer. It depends how you're viewing it, or a phone or a mobile. Basically, it always looks different, and they're always changing the layout. So if I do a guide to how to use Patreon, I'd have to do 4 or 5 different guides, and it will be out of date too soon. So Patreon, if you've got any questions, just give me a shout or ask in the private Facebook group. But if you want links to the main tutorials, Q&As, if you want to submit a critique, just come onto my website and you will find the links straight to the updated posts and tutorials on here. Right, hope that helps. And if you get stuck, just give me a shout.